If you're watching this video, it's probably because you heard of the tragic incident in 2022. And I don't blame you for wondering, is Moscow really a safe place to live? I'm Chris Carpenter, a longtime resident and real estate agent, and by the end of this video, I want you to have a confident answer to the question, is Moscow safe? We'll do this by looking at overall property crime rates, violent crime rates, and the frequency of incidents like the 2022 tragedy, and how those rates compare to other major cities and areas that we commonly see people move to Moscow from. Let's start with the big picture. Violent crime in Moscow is exceptionally rare. In 2022, Moscow reported just 4 incidents of violent crime, including the tragedy that we're discussing today. To put that in perspective, that's less than 0.1% of the population. Over time, Moscow has consistently ranked far below national crime averages. Violent crime here is about 75% lower than the US national average, and property crime, like vandalism, theft, or burglary, is about 35% lower. Moscow is a place where people feel safe letting their kids play outside or walk to school, leaving the door to their house or car unlocked, or walking their dogs at night. It's a place where people can truly enjoy a sense of community and peace of mind. But how does Moscow stack up against other cities? Well, take Seattle for example, a city just 5 hours away. Seattle has a violent crime rate 6 times higher than that of Moscow's per capita for each person there. Similarly, Los Angeles sees nearly 8 times more violent crime per capita. Even smaller cities like Spokane, which is an hour and a half north of us, see crime rates that are 5 times higher than here in Moscow. Let's bring this even closer to home. 2 of the most popular places for people to move to in Idaho are Boise and Coeur d'Alene. So comparing Moscow to those cities, Boise has a violent crime rate just over 3 times higher per capita, and Coeur d'Alene has a violent crime rate of about 2.5 times that of Moscow per capita. This stark contrast highlights what makes Moscow so unique. We're not just a town with low crime, we're a town where safety is part of the culture. Now, I know the 2022 tragedy is probably why you're here. It was a heartbreaking event that touched the entire community, and our hearts go out to the families of the victims. As a parent myself, I can't imagine the pain they've endured. With that said, the fact is that incidents like this are incredibly rare in Moscow. This is a town that has long been defined by low crime rates and tight-knit community. What made the tragedy so shocking was how out of place it felt in small-town Moscow. Since then, Moscow has shown resilience and strength, coming together to ensure that our community remains a safe and welcoming place that so many people have chosen to call home. If you were to ask the locals if they feel safe in Moscow, I think their overwhelming response would be yes. And I think I speak for many Moscow residents when I say, though the tragic event in 2022 happened here, we don't want our community to be defined by it because it's not a true representation of our town. So, is Moscow really safe? Based off of decades of low crime rates, a strong sense of community, and the way that we've grown stronger in the face of adversity, I believe the answer is yes. If you're considering making Moscow your home, I hope this video gave you some peace of mind. And if you want to find out why families are moving across the country to small town Moscow, check out my video of the 5 reasons why families love living in Moscow. Don't forget to subscribe and learn what it's like to live in Moscow from a local.